Welcome to Yellowstone. It's a vast ecosystem, spanning over 2 million acres of boiling geysers, rugged peaks, and wild animals. On a Friday, a man and his companion were walking along the campground's paved perimeter road. Nearby, a bull bison was resting in the brush. They initially stopped to record a quick video on their phones, but the moment the animal stood up, the visitors recognized the danger, put their devices away, and began to back away. The grandfather turned to his companion and said, "We're out of here, let's go." It was a rational, rule-abiding response. Recognize an agitated animal and remove yourself from the hazard. Mike McLeod, a wildlife biologist observing from a nearby campsite, watched the situation unfold. He noted the couple performed a textbook retreat, following safety guidelines to avoid a confrontation. They had followed the safety rules exactly. But as the bull bison focused its attention on them, the distance they had worked to maintain was already failing to protect them. The catalyst for the attack had nothing to do with the fleeing couple. A white pickup truck drove past on the adjacent road, and the sudden noise and motion redirected the bison's attention. The timing of the encounter was critical. The event occurred at the onset of bison breeding season, a period known as the rut. During the rut, male bison experience massive surges of testosterone. They compete with one another for dominance, leaving them agitated, territorial, and highly aggressive. To a bull in this hormonal state, a white pickup truck is a territorial intruder. Its sudden movement and loud noise triggered a fight response that would normally be directed at a rival male. A piece of everyday human infrastructure had inadvertently ignited a biological powder keg. Because the grandfather was in the bull's line of sight when it snapped, he was caught in the middle of a defensive chain reaction. The bison charged. The man sprinted off the path, ducking behind a cluster of pine trees to put physical barriers between himself and the animal. This chart compares running speeds, showing why safety buffers vanish in seconds. A human reaches 12 miles per hour, but a bison hits 35. Add mass, and the mismatch is extreme. 2,000 pounds of muscle moving at highway speeds. The victim tried to use the tree trunks as a shield, but the bison simply banked around the timber, completed a second loop, and easily overtook the fleeing man. The bison hooked the victim and, with a single flick of its neck, launched the man 8 feet into the air. The man hit the ground and lay incapacitated. Seeing this, McLeod and a group of bystanders charged toward the animal, screaming and waving their arms to successfully haze the bull away. The physics of the impact are simple. A 2,000-pound animal moving at 35 miles per hour generates a level of momentum that natural obstacles like pine trees cannot mitigate. Emergency vehicles arrived within 10 minutes. The man survived the impact, but he required surgery and a stay in hospital to recover from his injuries. This was not an isolated event. It was already the second documented bison attack in Yellowstone that year. We often treat national parks like curated museums. Paved roads and wooden boardwalks create an expectation that these spaces are heavily managed environments designed for our safety. But as a biologist, McLeod points out that people visit these places specifically for the thrill of the wild. That wildness comes with an inherent and uncontrollable level of risk. This victim followed every guideline. He did not approach the bison or attempt to take a selfie. But as this attack shows, compliance with human rules cannot override the biological instincts of the animal. Every year, millions of visitors enter these landscapes, walking the same trails and assuming the rules will keep them out of harm's way. If following every safety protocol still leads to a violent attack, we have to ask, does safe tourism actually exist in these environments, or is entering the wild always a roll of the dice?